if you could do that. Oh, wow, look at that. Craig's back.
Oh.
Oh, is it? How did that happen? Yes, thank you, Stephen Vinyl. I'm still, I don't know. I'm wary of this. I feel like he isn't recording. Oh, welcome to the Forge Side chat, everyone. Isn't this awesome? Yeah, Dean or Coop, if you guys have access to, oh, it's working, isn't it, Steven? Thanks, Helper.
I got it recording as well, audio.
Okay, all right, we'll just start and it'll work. Okay. Okay, great. Oh, thanks, guys. Sorry for the difficulties. Yeah, welcome to the Forward Side chat. I am hoping there's maybe one or two others that can join me on stage, but okay, I have all the alpha to share with you. So I kind of just wanted to hold this and check in with you guys because I know like the last announcement was a while ago. We haven't had a Forge Side chat in a while. It might have been a bit quiet in the Discord this last week or two, so wanted to check in with everybody and fill you in on some updates. We've been really busy with some other launches and things like this after Ironclad got rolling, but really wanting to start accelerating again and trying to get past a bit of a cold start for IUSD and reach some sort of escape velocity. So the first thing, which is pretty overdue, is that our BitGet market maker has finished the KYB process, which is crazy. So BitGet market for ICL is planned to be live next week, which is really exciting. So that's dope. There's going to be obviously a market for it, and you'll be able to stake ICL on BitGet. So we're just polishing off the final details, and we'll be making a bunch of announcements about that and trying to get people involved. And so that is going to happen hopefully right after the second airdrop, which is scheduled for Monday. So if you guys haven't been paying attention, there's another airdrop coming on Monday. And then the last airdrop will be a month from now, or 5 weeks from now. So yeah, BitGet market finally arriving. Airdrop happening next week, and that's really cool. Other things that I wanted to talk about were some vault upgrades that we are doing to the IUSD CDP vaults to handle the collateral and the yield more effectively. So these contracts, because they're immutable, they require new contracts. And if anyone has been around since the Ethos Reserve days, I know there's probably everybody here. We had to do this really annoying like V2, V2.1 thing for Ethos to make some upgrades. It will not be the same process, thankfully. So essentially, we're going to be deploying some new vaults for IUSD. Nothing will change on your guys' end. If you have an existing position, they will be there in my positions. You can just leave it open however long you want. If you want to open a new position, it'll be the exact same front end, and you'll just be able to open a position. So essentially, like once these new vaults are deployed, if So there hasn't been a ton of IUSD minted. So most of the people, if they're minting it for the first time, they won't see anything out of the ordinary. They'll just see it regular. There's going to be no like V2, V1 toggles, none of that BS. Essentially, um, yeah, we're just making some upgrades, and only if you have an existing position will you see your old position on your My Positions tab, and then if you open a new one, it's gonna be through the new vaults. So, kind of a roundabout way to talk about it, um, but yeah, new vaults being deployed, and I've been kind of pausing on the IUSD, like really trying to accelerate more positions, more yield, more pools, more features, more opportunities, more marketing for everybody, until this upgrade goes through. And after which it's scheduled for this upcoming week. So after which, we're going to be ramping up all the IUSD comms, more yield, more pools, everything I just said, and really trying to, get to 1,000,005, then 10 million minted on mode. So yeah, just a quick update. It's nice that nothing is really going to change on your end, and obviously there's going to be a bunch of announcements about it, but you won't really have to do anything, and there's not going to be any like V2, V1 toggles or anything like. So yeah, just to keep you guys in the loop there. Yeah, so expect in the next week or two a lot more IUSD opportunities, and I wanted to actually ask you guys. I've got some pools kind of in mind in terms of what I'd like to see for IUSD. The Kim pool, we haven't seen a ton of traction. So I'd like to reach out. If any of you guys have like real preferences for what you like to see in stablecoin pools, please feel free to throw them out there. I would like to get, yeah, stablecoin pools exactly. So I would like to get an IUSD USDT pool. I know Helper just said USDC. There is more USDT on Mode and on in DeFi in general. I think USDT is like 70% of all stablecoin market, the whole stablecoin market in crypto. So I know we're kind of USDC maxis, this crowd, or we have been historically. But USDT will probably. I think there's more holders of USDT. In fact, I know there is. So an IUSD USDT pool would be really really great. I'd like to consider Balancer on Mode, as well as obviously Velodrome. USDT pool, will you guys do USDT lending, borrowing incentives? We would consider borrowing incentives for USDT. USD, yeah. For sure, we would consider that. Generally, like the lending market incentives are not extremely connected to, like, if we have a USDT liquidity pool, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're incentivizing USDT on the lending market. But I kind of like that idea, as a user flow being get paid to borrow USDT, and then pair it with your IUSD and go into the LP pool. So yeah, I don't mind that idea, and I appreciate the shout out there, Questicle. Sponsor Tripool. I love that. I love that. Yeah, see, that's a great idea. I kind of just want to spread IUSD in as many places, in as many corners of Mode as possible. So a Balancer Tripool is a really enticing idea. And then obviously, Velodrome, we basically just have to see where it gets diluted, and then pump incentives towards the pools that are constantly getting diluted. Hey, there we go. Yeah. Dean, the lending market incentive guru.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he just said you get paid 8% borrowing USDT. So there we go. Shows what I know. All right. Oh my God.
I did want to ask y'all, like, what's your opinions? Let's, I guess I could say this out loud. Beavis could whip me. I say something out of touch. USD there is going to be good. But what is y'all's opinion on having like a more traditional stable pool with like Tether or USD coin versus potentially looking for other stable coin partners, which would allow us to do like more than one incentive stream, like they may be able to incentivize as well. Like, would any of you farm like another stable coin paired with IUSD?
Good question. Frax, maybe, perhaps.
Hmm. What if the
Um,
incentives are like nutty?
USDOD, USD, nice. Yeah, I mean, I guess perceived risk of the stablecoin has to be kind of scales, like the incentives kind of scale with the perceived risk. So, um, something like I don't know, let's see, like USDM or something like Mountain's stablecoin,
Mhm,
perceived to be pretty high up the list in terms of RWA stablecoins um, that are like in terms of security. But yeah, some more like exotic stables, you definitely have to ramp up the incentives more. I do, I will say that there aren't a lot of stablecoin options on Mode, which is part of the reason um, why we launched IUSD and why I'm trying to push it so hard.
mhm,
Because this would require, if there's a partner we're close with, we'd probably have to convince them to bring their stable over to Mode. Um,
mhm.
yeah, I talked to another stablecoin protocol who's launching on Mode last week. I won't name drop them, but oh my god, I don't think it's gonna work out. They like described their system, and I was like, this is a terrible idea.
Mm,
I didn't say it, but I was like nice, but then I was like, okay, sure, totally. I will be sorting you. Yeah, I
man,
won't say who it was, but like you got to be careful with these, some of the newer stablecoin models. It's like, uh, you know, yeah, exactly. You pair with another stable and it goes to zero, you're getting screwed.
yeah,
So yeah,
for sure.
personally sticking with USDC, USDT. I mean, that's definitely what we'll start with. I like that idea though, Dean, for future pools. But yeah, probably doing an IUSD, USDT pool to start, or maybe that three pool that was suggested by Tony the Beast. I love that. Yeah, so I mean, I guess bottom line is upgrades coming, IUSD acceleration, um, restarting, and trying to reach out to as many partners as possible with getting some cool IUSD integrations. Maybe some that don't require like a really good Oracle for IUSD, something that we can do earlier. But yeah, another thing is I would like to offer more options for redeeming OICL, meaning more premium options, and not only having it be Mode. So IUSD can be one of them, which is a really, really good. Um, I don't know how much it will be used. I would hope a lot, but I just love that idea um, because we can take IUSD off the market. Our treasury can accumulate IUSD without having to mint some ourselves. And so introducing that as an option for redeeming your OICL is really good. And then also ETH. So I've seen some questions in the Discord recently, mostly from Tonto, about if you don't already hold Mode, if ICL is going up and Mode is going down, it becomes more expensive to redeem ICL. Or sorry,
Mhm,
if you already hold Mode, my bad. Obviously, if you don't hold Mode, you just buy it and then redeem immediately. But if you're a Mode holder and like your Mode's going down, you're spending more Mode to redeem the ICL if they're going in opposite directions. So introducing ETH and IUSD as options to redeem OICL is something that I would like to be doing. and will make happen very shortly.
I think
Any thoughts about that, anyone? Dean, go ahead.
yeah, I think IUSD would be really interesting. Like we may be able to offer maybe a slightly better discount to redeeming as well to greater incentivize people to use it from like a user
Definitely.
perspective. And on top of that, if there was like more IUSD in the system, that would mean that there essentially would be more liquidity in the lending markets because people would be posting more collateral to mint it. So I think that would be like a really cool byproduct as well. And then
Yeah, 100%.
as a user, like let's just say you were just going to use IUSD to like redeem, like if that was your strat, and even if IUSD went over peg, since the oracle is based off of its market price, like it doesn't negatively affect, I guess, redeemers, because like the oracle, O token oracle will treat it at its market price, which is also cool.
Hmm. Yeah, really, really good points. Um,
And it would reduce the need to redeem people's collateral who mint IUSD. Hmm.
yeah, totally. Tons of like second and third order effects with doing that with IUSD. As with any sort of IUSD integration, like the more demand there is, just it scales like every part of our business. So yeah. Um, Helper, great topic. Better instructions on redeeming IUSD when it is under peg would be appreciated. Yeah, so we, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Dean can speak on this a bit better. But during like when we were doing Ethos, and ERN was under peg, redemptions, like we had considered redemptions as being something that anyone can do, like a user who isn't running any bots can just do on their own. Typically, like what you'd like to see is that there are a ton of people paying attention, like sophisticated actors with bots paying attention that are just redeeming really quickly and bringing the price up ASAP back to $1. We had toyed with the idea of building some sort of tool that everyday users can use that essentially like a kind of a front end for like redemptions where you can just do it yourself and not have to do any coding. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really know where we stand. Like, there isn't a ton of lift for that, or that requires a lot of lift, and there isn't a ton of uh, upside if you can get enough people running their own bots. Understanding that users want to do their own redemptions. It's just the return on the amount of work put into that. I'm not convinced that it would yield a big enough return for us. But I don't know, Dean. Do you have anything
Yeah.
to say on that?
Yeah, I would kind of side with you. Like if people are running bots, then I think they'll just outcompete anyone trying to do it manually. Um, it could eventually be a cool like backlog item to look at, but I don't just for like the lift
Mm.
required to get it like really nice on the front end versus how often it would actually get used. I think it would be maybe a little hard to prioritize at the moment, sadly.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, and Evo, UV's model is going to get used. So that's another good point to bring up is that so the current iteration of UV's model is the management fee on interest-bearing collateral. So if you mint IUSD with Easy ETH currently, there's a management fee involved that essentially discourages people from looping and shorting the stable. So already with the current IUSD system, there are going to be less redemptions than with something like ERN. So already, like, totally expecting IUSD to maintain. Difference in this case is collateral instead of debt, though. Yeah. totally expecting less redemptions over time with IUSD. That is not the full implementation of UV system, but it will eventually get implemented, and there's just a lot of testing and work to be done before the full like PID system can go into effect. So yeah, just another point is there are just less redemptions in total for IUSD, or there will be. Yeah, so we're kind of halfway there to the fabled no redemption system, or at least not needing redemptions. Yes. Let's see. What else do I want to say about this? Let me check my notes. Oh yeah, right. Community events. So along with integrations, new pools, new yield, more community events as well. So Jonah, who's in the audience, is working with us on some community management stuff. And we would like to start doing some weekly community events where people can win prizes and just get this Discord as poppin' as it was during the airdrop. Yeah, so the first thing I want to do is a poker night. And so this is something that we can start next week. If anyone is in the Aurelius Discord over the last few months, they had a poker night, like a weekly poker night going. And we can give out some ICL prizes for people who win, like, weekly games. We could even have like a monthly games leaderboard and do like poker one week, maybe like putt another week, have a different game each week. And then at the end of the month, there's like a big leaderboard for the person who did the best, and they win, a chunk of ICL or something like this. So yeah, I want to start to introduce some more fun elements to the community and keep people engaged and just find a way to attract more users who want to stick around because the vibe is good. So poker night, Scribble, dude, what is Scribble? I gotta please educate us. Jonah is a knowledgeable gamesman. Yeah, tell us about Scribble. But yeah, next week poker night. What do you guys think? We're thinking Wednesday at 11 a.m. PST. So that's 2 p.m. EST. What is that? UTC. EST to UTC. Let's see. I think that's 6 p.m. UTC. So anyways, what we can do early next week is make an announcement, offer a couple different times of the day, and people can react, and then based on reactions, set a time. So anyways, look forward to a poker night next week. They'll probably start small, but we can have a little hold'em game, and the winner can walk away with some ICL. Yes. Anything else, Dean? Want to talk about anything you're up to these days?
Honestly, I don't have
On the
too
spot.
much going on Ironclad wise besides some miscellaneous stuff. Yeah, there's something on my mind that I literally just forgot. Oh, yeah, Tony the Beast asked about an IUSD integration on Splice. We Has like anyone from our team like spoken with Splice before? I feel like it could potentially be pretty cool.
Yes. Yep. I have a connection with Splice, and thank you for the reminder. I will totally reach out to them. What would be really good for Splice is when staked IUSD goes live. So
Mhm.
staked IUSD is the sort of compounding version of IUSD in the stability pool. So essentially, you hold ST IUSD, and all your stability pool earnings are compounded into, it's an interest-bearing version of IUSD. So that would be really good for Splice because then there's actually like, yield to trade on IUSD. So thank you, Tony the Beast. Definitely something that I have on my radar. And yeah, I have a contact at Splice that I've been chatting to. So through the Superfest program. So yeah, definitely something we can look into. Another partner I was hoping to integrate with would be Sturdy. I'm getting like an IUSD silo on Sturdy. That's something I'd really like to make happen. You know, it's Oracle considerations are the big question there. So I'll keep you guys updated because I would like to do that. Yes, the future is bright, Helper. You are correct. Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff, guys. LP staking on Ironclad. So if anyone uses Harbor, Harbor offers Harbors on BNB, another lending market, and Harbor offers LP staking. So Thena LPs, you can stake them on Harbor and earn Harbor and fees and things like this. So LP staking is also something I'm looking to support on Ironclad. And yeah, all this stuff that I'm talking about hopefully is gonna come to fruition in over the next month or so. Essentially, what I wanted to communicate during this call is IUSD domination, doing everything possible to get, to set out what we wanted to do what we set out to do, and make IUSD the biggest stablecoin on mode. Yeah, that is an inevitability, people. Yeah, BitGet next week. Second airdrop next week. More IUSD pools. Make sure to do a stable pool and more yield opportunities. That's kind of all I had for today. If anyone has any questions, please, we can hang out for a few more minutes. But yeah, just wanted to check in with you guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you're enjoying your ICL stake yield and stability pool yield. It's been pretty insane. And thanks, Helper. Yeah, I still feel like we're just flying completely under the radar because the staking yield and the stability pool yield is kind of off the charts. So from a protocol perspective, I want that to get diluted ASAP. But as a farmer, I'm really enjoying the rewards. Yeah. Questions, comments, concerns? Anyone know what mode orbs will do?
There was,
Do you know what they do?
yeah, at least in the past, they had a place on their like airdrop front end where you could essentially claim it for mode through Hedgie. I haven't looked for that link again in a while, but yeah, I would just try looking through their airdrop website and seeing if you can find it again, if it's still up.
And that actually reminds me. We should make an announcement about this. Planning to when it actually gets distributed, but of retroactive public goods funding from Optimism. So we got, I think, about 33,000 OP. So if you guys aren't paying attention to Optimism governance at all, that might be news to you. And so we will have a bunch of OP to distribute in whatever way we want. Now, obviously, OP is not interoperable, so it doesn't live on mode. So we would have to go through Merkle or some sort of incentive distribution platform. But we got a really nice chunk of OP. Definitely, one of the larger recipients, especially for our size. So super good that we're getting this OP. And a kind of an idea I was toying with is, I'm not committing to anything yet. But an idea I was toying with is like staking lotteries. So if you're staked in the ICL pool, or maybe we could do this even for the stability pool. Commit. No. Um, but if you're staked in the stability pool or the staking pool, we could have a lottery each, each week, each month, where some random staker gets a big chunk of OP rewards airdrop to them, which I really like. I think those kind of gamified elements are a really good way to attract new people. Yeah, definitely. I agree, Equestical. Yeah, so it'd be tight. Agreed. Glad you like my idea. So yeah, more rewards to be handed out. And yeah, super looking forward to this BitGet integration when it comes to attracting more people. I just feel like getting ICL on a BitGet front end next to all those like massive, billion-dollar tokens is a huge way to increase reach. I'm gonna try and get some marketing support from them. And yeah, finally, all those tweets that we prepared about BitGet going live, we can finally release them. They've been in the vault for like a month. So yeah, getting some volume to IOSD, getting some more eyes on it. BitGet's got millions of users, so really bullish. Really bullish.
Yeah.
Let's go. Forge Mind is going off in the chat. That's another one. Let's go. Indeed. All right, guys. I'll stop meandering, and I guess we can close out here. But yeah, thanks all for joining us, and look forward to some new pools and some new yield opportunities in the coming week or two. We'll be making some announcements about what's on the horizon. So keep an eye out. Good to see you all. Yeah. And don't forget to stake it to make it. Am I right? Am I allowed to say that? Not financial advice. All right. All right. We're closing out. See you guys.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Charles. See you guys.
Bye.